Why is Aadhaar excluded? These are the questions which the court asked. Revision mandated in Constitution. Last such exercise was in 2003. Asserting citizenship is in SEC's mandate. It's MH's mandate. Timing of exercise, questionable. Now let me play out the bite of Rajiv, Pratap, Rudy on this, and the bite of Mrityunjay Tiwari of RJD, and bite of any Raja from CPI.
चुनाव के उस प्रक्रिया में जिसमें मतदाता सूची का पुनरीक्षण होना है, उस पर रोक लगाने का आग्रह किया था। जो तर्क दिए थे उच्चतम न्यायालय ने उस पर सुनवाई की और सुनवाई करने के बाद ये स्पष्ट रूप से आया कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उस पर किसी प्रकार का रोक चुनाव आयोग के उस प्रक्रिया पर जिस पर मतदाता सूची का पुनरीक्षण होना है, रोक नहीं लगाया। और ये संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया है और उस पर अब मैं समझता हूं कि उन राजनीतिक पार्टियां जो इस अभियान को लेके गई थी उनको गहरा धक्का लगा होगा, क्योंकि शायद अंशा या ऐसी संभावनाएं दिख रही हैं कि शायद ये राजनीतिक पार्टियों को आज से ही दिखने लगा है कि बिहार में उनका कोई भविष्य नहीं है। शायद चुनाव के परिणाम के संकेत चुनाव के बहुत पहले ही उन्हें मिलने लगे हैं, ऐसा मुझे आभास होता है।
हम लोगों की ओर से जो अधिवक्ता थे उन्होंने भी स्पष्ट रूप से कहा और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस बात पर चिंता जताई और चुनाव आयोग से जवाब भी मांगा कि आधार कार्ड, राशन कार्ड, मनरेगा कार्ड, ये सब को क्यों हटाया गया है। यही तो सवाल तेजस्वी जी लगातार बोल रहे थे कि 90% बिहार की आबादी के पास आधार कार्ड ही है और उसे ही आप वंचित कर दिए। तो ये तो लड़ाई है वोट के अधिकार के लिए। गरीबों का जो वोट का अधिकार है उससे वंचित आप कैसे कर सकते हैं लोगों को। तो चुनाव आयोग से कई सवाल पूछे गए।
The way Election Commission was taken up, or the entire process was something beyond its power. That is what we are analyzing. And as one of the petitioners, the Communist Party of India definitely feel that with such a short span and with such a hurry and without, initially the government, the Election Commission was saying that even their own election I-card will not be, voter I-card will not be acceptable for this S.I.R. So it was, it created a lot of anxiety among the voters of the.
Approached by 11 petitioners, including area and the Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra, who said that she feared a similar exercise before the election in Bengal, the court asked 3 important questions for the poll panel to explain. ECI's authority to conduct special intensive revision, validity of the review procedure, timing of revision just before election. Now, EC's response to the Supreme Court, important. Aadhaar is not proof of citizenship. No voter will be left out of poll roll. We are doing house-to-house survey. Everybody will get an opportunity to present their case. 70 lakh migrated from Bihar in last decade. This calls for revision. Citizenship should be checked for being a voter in India under Article 326. Now the petitioner's argument. Aadhaar card should be accepted. There is 87% coverage. EC voter ID, ration card should be accepted as citizenship proof. Exercise of such massive nature should be delinked with an impending election. ECI keeps saying that so many forms have come as if that validates the exercise. It would be perfectly fine if the exercise goes on till next year and used in the next election. So, the court, the petitioner and the government, they all made their points. So, is it a case of glass half full or is it a case of glass half empty? I am joined by Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson Congress Party. Thank you so much, man, for joining me. Ajit Kejha, senior journalist, psephologist. He also joins me. And in this show, I will be joined by Kuntal Krishna, spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party in time. And now, I am joined by G.M. Shaheen, leader JDU. Thank you so much, all of you. But let me straight away go to Ajit first. Ajit, put in perspective the observation of the Supreme Court of India. Is it a case of glass half full or half empty? You know, which way the order has gone, sir?
See, I think it's a fairly balanced judgment. Well, the judgment hasn't come, but the observations, if you remember the observation 2 days ago, Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia had said that is the ECI trying to become a constitutional despot? So that was a significant question. And then in today's questioning, the important questions that has been raised by both the judges, Justice Bagchi and Sudhanshu Dhulia, why is Aadhaar card not considered a question of identity? And they very interestingly in their question, they link identity with citizenship. So, and then the other question that if someone has been conferred citizenship, then it's the state's right, it's the state's duty to provide the citizenship, not take it away. The onus doesn't lie on the voter. And then not only Aadhaar card, but ration card, that epic ration, and the epic voter card, all three should be included in the 11 documents. They clearly in the question state that those 11 documents are not exhaustive. So therefore, these three documents, which according to me is the center of the argument. After all, 87-88% voters in Bihar have, Aadhaar card. So once they have, what is the whole exercise of S.I.R. in that case doesn't become invalid.
Okay. Okay. Now, GM Shaheen, your opening comments, sir.
See, nobody is above this law, and law is mandatory for everyone, and that the court is right at by their place, because Aadhaar must be for identity and other questions which the court has raised today, and every citizen have the right, because they will not keep themselves busy and for the documentation only on this matter. So we have to obey the court orders, and I think that they are right at their side of view, because election commission, it is duty of the election commissioner to make everything convenient in front of the voter. So I believe it is good. This is a good exercise.
Dr. Pooja Tripathi, your opening comment.
I think Karthikeya, I would like to thank on the behalf of the whole opposition for Supreme Court to step in and uphold the ideals of democracy. I remember Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar when he said that universal adult franchise is fundamental to democracy. And what happened in Bihar was, state using its mighty power to induce a mass anxiety among voters. The 11 documents, very, very strangely, Aadhaar and Ration Card, on which various social schemes are delivered, were kept out of these 11 documents. And these 11 documents show us inherent social bias, property, employment, education. And we are talking about Bihar here, where 78 lakh people have out-migrated from the state in the last decade. We are talking of people, Dalits, Mahadalits, Ati Pichda Varg, and women cutting across all communities. They would be they would be at the receiving end. They would be penalized for not having those documents. Not only these block level officers, these BLOs will be, responsible for having a decision on who will be citizenship. So Supreme Court, I was just reading through the whole judgment. Very interestingly, Justice S. Dhulia said, if you ask me, I don't have all those 11 documents. So I may not be able to vote in Bihar by going by that logic. So that speaks volumes of how state is misusing its machinery. And Election Commission of India has no mandate to decide on the citizenship of a country. It's not just ill-timed, just months before, elections being announced in the state. It's also very, very penalizing to the whole marginalized communities who out-migrate, and Bihar witnesses ravaging floods every year, wiping of villages, wiping of documents, and you're asking documents are not including Aadhaar and Ration Card. So I think we would like to thank Supreme Court for stepping in and giving directive to Election Commission of India to include these two fundamental documents, which is very crucial in a state like Bihar. And then, Election Commission should, it's none of its business to sit on citizenship judgment. They are there to oversee the elections. And post 2003, they've been multiple, lacunae when it comes to these, not only these 11 documents. I talked about social bias. There's a different criteria for 1987, 2004, post 2004, post 2003. And that goes on to show that, the whole process will leave to around 2.9 crore people disenfranchised. And Election Commission is not coming up with names, Karthikeya. They said 94% people. On 5th July, Election Commission of India quote tweeted opposition leader's tweet, and they claimed that 94% people have received this enrollment form. And ADR, which is one of the party to the judgment, their survey says that 2/3 of people have not received the form, and only 43% household and 36% of individuals have received the two forms that are there. So there's a lot that needs to be said on this exercise, which aims to eliminate legible voters. What will you do? You are creating a backdoor.
Point taken. We'll have another round of discussion, but let me take the opening comment from Kuntal Krishna, spokesperson BJP, and then I'll field my questions. Let me just take an opening comment from him, and then my questions will come. Kuntal.
Kartike, the most important takeaway point from today's Supreme Court's remark is that this S.I.R. exercise will continue. Day before yesterday, when Supreme Court accepted to take this appeal as a very important appeal and urgent petition, yesterday opposition staged a chakka jam, which was so-called chakka jam. Basically, it was show of goonism in Bihar. RJD goons tried to force chakka jam in Bihar, and I don't know why, because day before yesterday, Supreme Court accepted that they will be hearing this petition today. And today, the most important point to take away from today's remarks of Supreme Court is that S.I.R. will continue. Whatever other suggestions or whatever other order Supreme Court has passed, it is only to make the whole process more transparent and only to make the whole process more accessible and more easy for common voters. So I don't know why my learned friend from opposition is not understanding this thing. The whole issue was about whether S.I.R. should happen or not. And Supreme Court made it very, very, very clear that S.I.R. will continue. So this is it. Whatever
Supreme Court has also made one more point, They have asked the agencies to consider Aadhaar.
Agree. If Supreme Court has ordered this, agencies must consider it. But this is all to make this process of S.I.R. more transparent.
Because the court said consider Aadhaar, voter ID and ration card for Bihar voter polls. Aadhaar, voter ID and ration cards. I think this was the initial demand by the opposition parties, sir.
Kartik, this whole exercise is to make, voter list more and more transparent. This whole exercise is there to ensure that no Indian citizen is denied his right to vote, and no one who has obtained their voter ID cards by fraudulent means is allowed to vote. This whole exercise is about this. And Supreme Court said that, okay, you go ahead with the S.I.R. and whatever decisions or whatever observations Supreme Court made, Election Commission will comply to that, and we will all comply to that.
Let me again read this, Ajit, I want you to comment on this because this is, I think, the crux of what the court has said. And I quote verbatim because the graphics are playing at the side. The court said, after hearing both sides, we are the prima facie opinion that 3 questions are involved in the case. 3. A, the very powers of the Election Commission who undertake the exercise. B, the procedure and the manner in which the exercise is being undertaken. And C, the timing, including the timing given for the preparation of draft electoral rolls, asking objections and making the final electoral roll, etc., which is a very short considering the fact that the Bihar elections are due in November. The court said in order, courts close. Courts open, we are also of the considered view that the matter needs a hearing, full stop. Therefore, let it be fixed before the appropriate bench on July 28. Meanwhile, the counter affidavit will be filed by the Election Commission within 1 week from today, that is on or before July 21, and a rejoinder, if any, be filed before July 28th. So I mean to say, the hearing goes on into the ambit of work. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely. In fact, if you remember, Rakesh Dwivedi, I think, the counsel for the ECI asked to move it to August because his argument was let the Election Commission finish their work. But Justice Dhulia, he said no. On July 28th, we will hear both sides and, take a decision. See, I agree that the fact that the ECI has the right to carry on any kind of S.I.R. or what they did in between October to January when they were doing a summary revision. That is within the ambit of the ECI. But the important question here was identity versus citizenship. The argument by the ECI was that the Aadhaar card, in this case, the EPIC card, which was given by the Election Commission to begin with, and the ration cards might be issues of identity, but it's not proof of citizenship. So that is what it seems by the questioning by both the justices, they have questioned the very presumption of that, the very assumption of that. Their argument is, after all, the caste certificate that you are considering such an important document comes out precisely from the Aadhaar card. So from the beginning, if you take their questioning back and put the logic there, from the very beginning, if the ECI had allowed Aadhaar card, ration card, as well as the EPIC voter card, I don't think this issue would have boiled down to what happened.
So is reconciled now with the Aadhaar card voter ID?
The voter ID card, the ration card and the Aadhaar card. If these three were allowed within that list, then majority Biharis, the poor especially that we are talking about, they usually have this. I mean, according to the official data by the Bihar government, 87% of all Biharis have the Aadhaar card, equally with the so-called EPIC voter card. Now that is supplied. All of them have an EPIC voter card when they go to vote. And if that is the case, then why this whole attempt at trying to figure out that some people who are voting, they don't have citizenship? That is the whole crux of the matter here.
Mr. Shaheen, if you look at the arguments, majority of the petitioners said that the exercise is not a problem, the timing is an issue. Your thoughts?
Yes, absolutely, because the short time now in the month of November elections are going on, and the exercise will take the time. So if it was so earlier, it was good because time is very short, and that is the issue. How can this whole process will be completed? And as per the Supreme Court today has been given the clear instructions to go ahead because elections are nearby, and we believe that. Let us see and how much we will cover in these another 2-3 months, and because we don't have enough time, time is very short, so that is one of the reasons.
Pooja, do you think that this is
but it's good, but because that I understand, but it's good that your Aadhaar is valid and other things which has been strictly compelled by Election Commission of India, they was not accepted Aadhaar and other things. But the Supreme Court has given clear orders to you must accept Aadhaar and other material.
Pooja, do you think it's a victory for the Congress party if I go by the obiter dicta of the Supreme Court or the India Alliance? Do you think that your demands have been met?
No,
the matter rests.
Victory of people of Bihar, victory of 2.9 crore people who were at the risk of disenfranchisement. People, victory of Dalits, Mahadalits, women and people from marginalized communities, because nobody wanted a stay order, Kartikeya. Let's be very frank here. Nobody wanted a stay order. We know that revision, this exercise is there, but we were asking the timing of the exercise, the very short, impossibly short timing that has been devised to complete the process. We were asking that when you came up with a format, documentation and timing, none of the political parties were consulted. Election Commission of India is not Election Commission of Bharatiya Janata Party. It's an Election Commission of India, and every political party should have been consulted. There was no consultation. And then the whole bizarre exercise of having 11 documents and not having Aadhaar and EPIC and voters ration card in the list of documents, and that was questioned, and Supreme Court gave a direction to Election Commission of India, and if Election Commission of India does not comply, does not agree to this directive that ration card or Aadhaar card or voters ID should be included, they should come up with an explanation on the next hearing that why do they think that something as universal as Aadhaar is not being used it. So it's not a victory of opposition, it's a victory of people of Bihar, because as a famous poet once said कि जब सड़कें सूनी हो जाती हैं तो संसद आवारा हो जाता है. तो सड़कें सूनी नहीं हुई. There was a band, Bihar band yesterday, and people came out on streets, and if people from all communities came out on streets to protest against this bizarre guaranteed exercise, and that's why it's a
Everything
victory
was
of
going
people.
smoothly.
Supreme Court stepping in and giving directive to Election Commission of India is the first step of victory, and we are looking forward to much detailed judgment later.
Kuntal, you wanted to respond?
Yeah, I think, Karthik, I would not go into details of yesterday's band called by Congress, but just a piece of information. Yesterday, Congress's Supreme Leader Rahul Gandhi waited for more than half an hour at airport lounge because people were not there at the right time at the destined place. He flew back in 2 hours, less than 2 hours, because there were not much people to accompany him to Election Commission. This is one fact. Another few things which I would like to share. In Katihar, 105% of Aadhaar card coverage is there. In Katihar, which is a bordering district. In Katihar itself, in last 10 days, 270,000 people applied for their proof of residence. These are few facts. I'm not making any comment because the hearing is the hearing will be done by Supreme Court. But I think these facts will come. These facts will come. The basic thing is the process of S.I.R. is being done, and it is accepted by people of Bihar, voters of Bihar, because by the time we are doing this debate, around 64% of the filled forms has come back. 64% of forms filled has already come back, and we are this is the data which ECI is releasing. So the process is very smooth, process is accepted, and we are getting the results. One more thing, Karthik. My friend from Congress, she was saying something. I would just like her to know that their ally in Bihar, their political ally, RJD has appointed 56,000 booth level agents to assist the whole process. 56,000 booth agents from RJD is there to assist the process of S.I.R. These are the few facts which I wanted to bring in.
So the fact of the matter is that S.I.R. or no S.I.R. today BJP still continues to be in a stronger position than the Congress RJD alliance. If you just go by the Lok Sabha polls, I don't think your alliance stands anywhere.
BJP is still using the misinformation campaign. The whole lie about Rahul Gandhi waiting for 2 hours is a blatant lie. I don't know where Kuntal Krishna got this information.
No,
maybe
not,
he was
not 2 hours, more than half an hour. Madam,
maybe you were waiting at the airport to welcome Rahul Gandhi. That's where you realized that
in less than 2 hours.
He landed in Patna. He moved to the Band site and he joining Tejasvi Yadav. I don't know where do you. And then
Ma'am, I'm sorry to say you were not there. I was there.
Indulge in that misinformation campaign on the sanitary
please
pad.
check
This
with
is
your
their
leader.
party which is presumably
check with your
uses
leaders.
election
Rahul Gandhi is a protectee, high level protectee. His program was there minute to minute. He was supposed to be going to state election commission with a representation, which he cancelled because there were not too many people to accompany him.
I think, were you there to garland Rahul Gandhi ji that you were made to wait for 2 hours? I think, where do you get these information? Where do you have the audacity to come on the national television?
Because you are not there in Bihar. You are just reading the information which has been given to you. I'm there in Bihar. I'm sitting in Patna, so I know the fact. 65% of the forms has come back, madam. 65% of the people voluntarily filled up the form.
You want to indulge in this misinformation campaign?
Please accept it.
Your IT chief is, retweeting that Ratan Ranjan's bizarre claim. So this is how BJP.
Okay.
This is BJP.
Okay. Ajit, you are okay. I think the sparring match has, injected fresh enthusiasm into the debate. But Ajit, the basic point is, BJP JDU alliance, as per the data of Lok Sabha, is far stronger than what the Mahagathbandhan is today. Isn't that the case?
As per the data of Lok Sabha, you are absolutely right. But then, after all, we had a 2020 assembly election. If you compare that, then the Mahagathbandhan only lost with about 12,000 votes. So, both the sides one has to look at when you're looking at the assembly election. Let me just raise a couple of points since we have gone outside the ambit of the Supreme Court's order. And I'm asking the question to our BJP panelists. All of us know, those who come from Bihar, that there is a porous border with Nepal, right? But somehow we are not afraid of foreigners from Nepal entering Bihar. All the time, what sort of concerns us is the Simanchal region, the Katihar example that you provided. Why? Because at the back of your mind, and I'm talking about not the ECI perhaps in this case, but the NDA, the BJP in this case, all the time they are afraid of, the border migrants from Bangladesh, from Burma. So this is basically you are raising the bogey once more of the sectarian divide. And that
let him answer that. This is the fag end of the debate, but let him answer that. Okay, you have made your point. You have raised a question that it's a bogey. Kuntal.
Ajit, with all due regards to you, I just have a small question to ask. Do you want that these infiltrators who have obtained their epic by any means, probably they might have got it directly from from RJD or Congress office or TMC's office. Do you want them to stay in India and be a part of the whole democracy process of ours? Do you want it? We doesn't want it. We want that these illegal people who have got their epic by fraudulent means must be weeded out and sent back. We do not want them to be part of our democratic process. This is very simple. If you want it, please tell us.
But Ajit,
do we have evidence?
Ajit, there is also, my question is, the fact is that in West Bengal, the demography of the border districts have changed. It's a fact. And even in Assam, which has been said both by the Congress and BJP chief ministers, that the demography of the border districts have changed. And even in Mizoram and Manipur, the demography continues to change from Myanmar. So demography in election is I would say, kind of a normal issue. It's a normal issue.
Karthikeya, first of all, Jharkhand is closer to Bihar than Bengal and the other states that you mentioned. When the Jharkhand assembly election was going on, this question was raised.
I agree with you.
Thorough investigation. They found no change in the demography of minorities in Jharkhand. So if that is the case, I would argue, I doubt if there is a massive...
You're sticking with that point. Okay, 30 seconds to you, Kuntal, and 30 seconds to Pooja. Okay, you wanted to come in? Okay, 30 seconds to you, Kuntal, and 30 seconds to you. Because I have to give this podium to my colleague who will be waiting outside now for 8 p.m.
Karthik, we are strictly against this. If someone has obtained epic by any fraudulent means, and if he or she is an illegal immigrant, if he or she has come from Bangladesh or from Burma and has obtained epic by any fraudulent means, even any of my political colleagues helping him or out, we are against it. We wanted him or her, that individual, to be pointed out and to be weeded out of the whole democratic process. It is very simple.
So you are saying no discrimination, illegal immigrant is an illegal immigrant is an illegal immigrant.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Send
him back to Bangladesh. Send him back to
Pooja, 15 seconds. Pooja.
Yeah, let's congratulate Kuntal Krishna ji for saying that, RJD office or Congress office is more powerful than the Ministry of Home Affairs, who is not able to weed out the illegal immigrants and change the demography. And I want to raise what Ajit ji just said. This bogey claim was raised in Jharkhand elections too.
Okay.
Illegal immigrant.
Madam, you want them to stay.
Thank you. It's 56. I think the broad point is, I think the electorate in the Bihar will be very, very happy because the Supreme Court has said Aadhaar card, ID and Ration card must be considered. So I think it really takes care of the creases and takes care of the controversy which had broken out. And this is all I had on Point today. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Good night.
पार्टी हॉर्न्स भी होने चाहिए, मंगा लेती हूँ। स्ट्रॉबेरी भी मंगा लेती हूँ, खाकरा मंगवा लेती हूँ, थेपला भी मंगवाएगी, थेपला भी मंगवा लेती हूँ, छाछ मंगवा लेती हूँ, स्पार्कलिंग कैंडल्स मंगवा लेती हूँ। अलग अलग मत ऑर्डर कर, एक बार में मंगवा, एफर्ट्स और पैसे दो।